Namaskar. Hello and welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘁 channel. I'm your host Sree Iyer. For the first time on our channel, here is Bosskey. Bosskey, welcome to 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘁 channel. Namaskar.
Namaskaram. How are you, sir?
I'm doing well. Actually, viewers, I have been trying to get hold of Bosskey. Every trip I make to India, somehow I'll try to see if I could get him. This time the stars lined up. He actually picked up the phone when I called him. I didn't have the number before. He is hard to describe. He's, we talk about 𝗤𝙗𝙗𝘆. I mean, somebody who can do 8 things at a time. 𝗤𝙗𝙗𝙗 who can do 10 things at a time. Sir, I'm just searching for a word. You can do 12 things at a time.
No, I'm a good friend of Sree Iyer, that's all. That is enough.
So recently in one other conversation, I was talking about a parent asking me, how do I advise my children to stay away from drugs? Then I said, you and I will not, they will hear us, but they won't listen to us. Try to find one conversation where the child or today's star will say that, look, I didn't listen to my dad and therefore this consequence happened. That way it will ring better. And I gave an example of Ashwin's conversation with Bosskey and how he didn't listen to his dad and there were some consequences. So Bosskey, you were before 𝗏𝗏𝙗𝘗𝗏 Krishnan, right?
Yeah. He has admitted in front of the camera on Star TV that he said I was Bosskey's villain. That's how he described me. Because I thought I'll definitely make it to the national level, but competition was on one side, but otherwise I lost my bowling. I have to admit that no, I didn't have any rivals in all this. I lost my bowling. That's the thing. So
by the way, Bosskey is also a film actor. He has acted in how many movies have you acted?
Around 25 to 30 films.
25 to 30 films. He's a scriptwriter. He's a cartoonist. No, not cartoonist.
Cartoon I drew. I draw cartoons a little bit because my mentor is Madan.
Oh yeah.
So a little bit I draw.
Madan is a legend in Tamil cartoons. I mean, Magic Mayanath to Rettaval Rangudu. I can't forget it.
Yeah.
Amazing cartoonist. So he's your brother-in-law, right?
He's my brother-in-law and I'm sitting here only because of him, because after cricket deserted me, people asked me, why did you leave cricket? I never left cricket. Cricket left me. So after that, I didn't know where to go, what to do, but this was the man who spotted a joke book of mine and said, why don't you write for Anand Vigadan? That opened the gates and I was into 12 fields because of that. So he's my mentor.
And he's a stand-up comic par excellence. Go to YouTube. If you don't believe me, type 𝗣𝗚𝑆𝑠𝑘𝑒𝑦. You've done English also, right?
Done in English, at least 90 to 95% is only in Tamil.
Tamil, right. So I mean, but he has done English. I mean, he's very comfortable speaking in English. By the way, he helped me get rid of one habit. Ask me what.
What is that?
So he used to, in one of his initial things, he would catch people saying, I know this guy is a software engineer because every third word he will say is basically. It's called catchphrase in American language. That is filler language. You don't know what to say next. So you put in this. People say actually, basically, in my opinion, all that stuff. But when I was becoming more and more of a host, I consciously tried to kick that habit and not have it. Still have it, but I just have different things and different
especially
shows.
When I go to software organizations, or you meet anybody outside with one decently dressed guy with tie and all that, having a mobile phone on hand, and some like putty like thing will be hanging around his neck.
Yes.
You ask him, what are you? Basically, I'm a software engineer. I used to tell them, in past 32 years, I'm in bank, I'm a cashier. If you ask me, what are you? I don't say, basically, I'm a cashier. Adipadeli na or cashier, I don't say.
Correct.
Cashier, that's all.
Right.
So just say software engineer.
Yes. And you bowl to people like Ravi Shastri, right?
Yeah.
One question I have is, you are playing with Srikkanth.
Srikkanth was my captain in South Zone Universities. We won the 𝗣𝗚𝘂𝘗𝑚 in 1980.
And you are playing against the likes of Ravi Shastri.
And Manoj Prabhakar.
So here is a spinner playing another spinner.
Yeah.
And talk to us a little bit about, I'm sure Ravi Shastri thinks, he's a pretty good player. He was a good batsman. By that time, he had become a good batsman and a bowl. How did you plan some of these dismissals and things like that?
No, I was too young then, and Ravi had led that Indian under-19 team to Sri Lanka. So first time I met him was at Udaipur when I was playing for Madras University. I bowled around 52 overs in the chill weather. I got 3 for 114. He was sitting in the tent listening to some songs or something, Hindi songs. As I was returning after our inning was over, he came all the way, kept the radio there and came all the way, shook hands with me. And it's a top class bowling. And then this was a flashback. When I got a chance to talk to him, when we were playing South Zone, Srikanth and I were roommates, along with another cricketer, good cricketer, 𝗣𝗚𝗚𝗍𝗏, who was my Tamil Nadu University captain. We were roommates, and once he bumped in there. By then, one match was over. That is, the South Zone and West Zone match was over. He took 7, I took 5. Ravi Shastri took 7, I took 5. 7th wicket was mine. I was number 11. So when I just pushed the ball on the front foot, the ball never hit my bat, but it brushed off my pads, and the wicketkeeper claimed, and I was given out. I went and told Srikanth, Srikanth, I was not out. You know Srikanth, how he'll react. Abhiya periya ni abhiya century achichu 𝗖𝙧𝙤𝙀 pora, he said. Abhiya kaapatha pora team pada. I said, okay, let this guy, wicketkeeper, come to bat. He'll know who I am. So they were around 120 for 1. West Zone was around 120 for 1. Ravi Shastri and another guy were batting. It was a huge partnership for about 80 runs. Srikanth tried all the bowlers. Azharuddin, Arshad Ayub, he tried everybody. Was not successful. Then he came to me and said, hey, nee enna pannuve edu ponnu enak theriyadhu. First ball edukira wicket. This is how he talks. And I said, don't have short leg and all. In case he sweeps, no, the fielder will get hurt. Podra Punagu player, Manangati adva one, he said. I started laughing. Then I went and I was about to bowl from slips. He was doing this. First one boarded. I couldn't control my laughter. I went back. Then in the next ball, I bowled a fast one. The other batsman, not Ravi Shastri, the other batsman lifted his bat, presuming that I was a spinner. That was the fastest delivery, which Ravi Shastri later called it as Michael holding delivery.
I see.
That guy got bowled. In the next 3 to 4 hours, they were all out.
Wow.
I took 5 or 6 wickets. And then this guy came, number 11, that wicketkeeper who claimed for my LBW, for my caught behind. He came, and then Srikanth came running to me and said, you get this guy, I'll get you a 3-in-1 cassata ice cream in the room. First ball, I bowled the same fast one, and this guy got bowled. Abdi, he came, hugged me, and he carried me literally to the pavilion. So that was the first meeting. Then when Ravi Shastri came to the room, Srikanth was explaining the whole episode. Then Ravi Shastri told me, sorry, I didn't know that it was off your pad, but one thing, in Udaipur, when you bowled those 52 overs and got 3 for 114, the moment the ball was tossed to you by your captain Prasad, all my players came running to me and said, Ravi, we are gone, we are finished. Because you had terrorized Bombay about a month before that. I took about 33 wickets, and W.V. Raman took 22 in that season.
Wow.
We went on this cold store, and I took 33 wickets out of 8 matches. So I was almost in the national scene there. Then everything fizzled out. I flopped at the national level. Suddenly, ball started slipping off my hands, and the whole cricket went for a toss.
But did you grow quickly at a...
Yes, that's what 𝗣𝗚𝗂𝘗𝘁, my mentor, says. Probably you gained height by about 3 to 4 inches, and that led to all this disaster.
I heard that the same thing happened to 𝗼𝚍 𝗚𝘗𝑆𝑟𝑖 also.
Not yeah, maybe, but Maninder, something similar happened to Maninder Singh. That's what Murali Karthik was telling me.
I see. So there is this problem. So what happened? The loop goes out?
Exactly. As it is, I am 6'2". I became 6'2" at the time of South Zone Universities. Then I tossed the ball like this, which means my arm goes another 2 feet, which is 8. Then I toss the ball. So the ball is descending from almost 10 plus feet, which means you are batting on the ground and somebody is bowling from the balcony. It looks like that. So it is very difficult to go on the back and play. So that's what Srikanth was saying. You will definitely play for India. It is you are a very rare type of bowler who's got bounce and nip. 𝗚𝗏𝗍𝗏 actually makes the ball hurry off the pitch.
Correct.
But I toss it. That's the difference. 𝗣𝗚𝗂𝗍𝗏 Kumar used to compare me with 𝗚𝗏𝗍𝗏 always. And so everything went for a toss suddenly. I don't know why.
So we are still only, scratching on the surface of Bosskey. We've talked about some of his cricket and we'll keep coming back to cricket, Bosskey.
Yeah.
Because for me, leg spinners are a rarity. My life, I've seen how they turn the game on a head. I mean, once they get into the rhythm, whether it is Chandrasekhar or I have seen 𝗣𝗚𝗂𝗏 Kumar along with Venkat, both sides, once they start spinning, 50 runs all down.
They're both legends, and it's a different phenomenon when they bowl.
Yes. So that classical leg spinner is always a dream. In fact, even in World Cup 2011, Ashwin didn't get played because they said we have to play leg spinner. Piyush was playing. Yeah, correct. Right? So there is this thing like, ODI games at least, they think that a leg spinner is a weapon.
Yeah, India has the unique distinction of not playing a right arm spinner right throughout the World Cup. Something phenomenal.
You want to go there?
No, I just mentioned it. Because I always say that Ashwin has to be in the 11. It is a psychological scare he can create in the minds of any team, any player.
Many of you viewers think that, Sree Iyer doesn't play cricket. He has no business talking about cricket. I'll tell you what I heard Martin Crowe quote. India goes to New Zealand and they don't play Ashwin. And he is ballistic at the commentator's box. He's saying, this is the first name that will put on my playing 11. And
alphabetically also. Alphabetically also, Ashwin.
Right, alphabetically also. So it's somehow, there is this, I'll tell you another thing. I'm disappointed with Rahul Dravid as the coach. I thought this guy knows his players, that he will do the right thing. Look, Tamil, Ashwin may be a Tamram, I may be a Tamram, he may be a Tamram. We are talking about data here. So if you want to argue with us, argue on data. What has he done for World Test Championships? He's always toiled hard. Highest wicket taker.
Correct.
Comes to the final, dropped. What exactly does Ashwin have to do?
I don't know. Can you imagine Sri Lanka going without Muthiah Muralidharan?
Exactly.
Australia going without Shane Warne? Okay, here it is not going to assist swing at all at Chepauk. But will you imagine an English team without James Anderson? Just because it is not going to aid swing bowling? No way. It is a psychological scare. They have to be an integral part of the team.
One point that Kapil they made once, he said, if you have two Tendulkars in the team playing, would you not play them?
Obviously. Sunil Narayan in tandem with Varun Chakravarti. Yeah. There's one more mystery spinner also he'll play, because we need economy. Economy has to be in the forefront, and even if I have 5 mystery bowlers, I'll play all the 5.
And also, viewers, in this particular ongoing series, there's one more test to go, and I don't know how that will play out. But if you look at the key breaks that India got, those were got by Ashwin. Whether it was in 𝗣𝗚𝘅 or in the recently concluded match. The way he planned what's the name of the guy? Ollie Pope.
Ollie Pope, yeah.
Off spinner action, actual leg break.
Leg break. Recently, I told him, I spoke to him, the way he took cotton bowled off folks.
Yes. That was a...
Yes, away drifter. Right. He played this way, it went this way.
Let's go back to your acting days. So you've said, okay, I'm not going to be playing cricket. What happened after that?
Yeah, suddenly lost my bowling. I didn't know what to do. But friends group, they are always making fun of things happening around. I was in a phenomenal place where I was experiencing the internet technology even before the digital things came on vogue. We used to be sitting outside at the doorstep at Mylapore, and I used to enjoy the full fun. Here at the right extreme, I have these political meetings happening where I see Dr. Kalaignar coming, Jayalalitha coming, everybody coming and giving addressing. And behind my house is RR Sabha, where you find it's a cultural spot where you can go for dramas, you can watch dance, listen to music. Opposite is Bharat Vidya Bhavan, where Rajini made his debut, Nabur Rangal. There's a tea shop which is famous for Madras language. There's a rose milk shop. There's a market. There's a ladies' school. And so many things happening around you. Every day I see Kabalishwarar deities going from right to left, and then this Janavasakar, this all the bridegroom going from right to left. And immediately after about 15 minutes, the dead body is going from left to right. It is dantanakana up to my house. Then there's a silence up to the there there. And from there is sound. So the whole world is spinning exactly for me there. I'm watching everything there. So many activities. Multifaceted, not because of my talent, because of God, because of Mylapore, because of Spirit. Everything is coming into me because of some other external force. So that way, I grew up that way. So everything was happening. So if they call me versatile, it's only because of that area, Mylapore, nothing else. It's purely God's grace. God Almighty is dictate. Whatever He says, I'm carrying out, that's all.
One of the things that when I watch Bosskey's videos, and especially in Tamil, he is completely at home. Not that he's not in English. Sometimes language does.
Nativity, there's nothing like nativity flavor.
Yes. So you cannot miss the humor that comes through. Every sentence there'll be one humor bite, maybe sometimes even more than that. So Bosskey, today you are being asked to come and give lectures, motivational lectures, where you are emphasizing that you have to have humor as an essential part of your life. Talk to us a little bit about your personal experiences also, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure.
Because there is a lot of things here.
Personal experiences, only when you ask me what about personal experiences and tragedies, it comes to my mind. Otherwise, so many activities are embedded inside that I always tell people, keep doing something. Not it's out of talent. Keep doing something. I start my day with yoga. then get into paper reading, then I do skipping, then I keep watching TV for some time, meet friends, again go for a walk for 1 hour, again waste time in the evenings. I make it a point to waste time in the evenings, fooling around with friends. So many activities in you. This is a big plus point because my entire life after I gave up cricket, probably from 92 onwards, it was fully into media. So it is always time bound. I am daily on newspaper, I am daily on radio, daily on TV. I was working for Indian Overseas Bank, so daily employment there. Evening again on TV. If I have a stage play, that is also daily. So many daily activities form part of your professional life. So when you come across a crisis and when you have to attend to it, at the same time your mind will be telling you, no, this is the time when you'll be doing yoga. This is the time when you'll be doing skipping. So the easiest way for you to get distracted from your crisis is this regular scheduling. So that helped me a lot. So in the recent 30 to 35 months, I've lost about 16 dearest souls, which includes my wife, my elder brother, then brother-in-law, sister-in-law, my nephew, and then my dearest auto driver, then SPB and Visu, who are almost interacting with me every day on phone, and so many people I lost in about 35 months. So, but still, every time there was death in my house, probably if it was my mom or dad or brother or wife, on the same day, immediately after the funeral, I would either have to be before the camera or hold the mic. The professional demands were like that. I never sulked. Chitra Lakshman called me the day after my wife Vasanti passed away, and he said, will you come for the interview? I said, I'll definitely come. He said, yes, you're absolutely, that's the best spirit because you can't do anything about this. So I went and spoke about Vasanti, and that's how the whole world came to know that she had passed away recently, one day before the interview. So daily activities is the biggest solution, I'm telling you, for anybody. You keep yourself occupied every day. Only when you're idle, these things keep haunting you. So you have to be active right throughout the day to get over crisis. Now, humor happens to be part of my life because every day I read a news or every day there's a development. I love to convert that into humor. If you say Shivaratri, I'll say it is Shivaratri because you tend to shiver. So it is like that. If you say Singara Chennai and the whole town is flooded, I say it is Sinkara Chennai. So any development, it is wordplay or converting the news or development into humor. So what I'm saying is there is so much of crisis and chaos and sensitivity around now in this world that what is the point in your child emerging as state first today and getting admitted for hemorrhage the next day in ICU? So he has to be chilled out. He may be intelligent, but mind level is he cool. So install humor as a subject right in the school level so that you have 1 or 2 hours of humor and laughter every week. So if you say take it lightly, how can you take it lightly unless you have humor? So how to bail yourself out of crisis? The best astram is then they'll say, how can you? People always say, no, it has to be in your blood. It has to be ancestral, hereditary, all types of English words they'll use to develop humor. How is that? I can't understand. Did any peacock go to Prabhudeva and say, please teach me dance? Did any cuckoo go to Chinna Koil Chitra and say, please teach me singing? Nothing. How does a baby cry once it is born? Does it watch TV serials every day? No. It cries, that's all. The thing is there, the potential is in you. It is yet to be tapped. When cricket left me, I thought everything is over. Until Madan said, no, you have humor. You can make it really big. He found it. So you will find a person who will spot you. Even if you're at the level of a suicide, you're yet to meet a right person. That person will be the game changer for you. So wait. This world is not over. There is the tomorrow. So you have to wait.
Wonderful words of encouragement. Viewers, I completely agree with you, Bosskey, that one, you have to keep yourself engaged. By the way, I'm older than you.
Oh my God, you look very smart, but I agree.
No, nothing like that. I just wanted to say that because, he looks 10 years younger than what he is actually. I'm not going to say any numbers here. Shh, no numbers.
See, that again I'll tell you. Sorry to interrupt. People say you're very presentable, but you're very young and all that. People, they start flying because of this. They start floating because of this. I used to tell them, nothing, boss. All God's gift. If you say I'm presentable, I'm okay, reasonably good looking, then it is the full credit goes to my mom. Mom used to look so beautiful, even at the time of her death, around 73. If they say your writing flair is good, your English is good and all that, nothing. It is all because of my dad. He was the editor for Frontline for some time. He used to teach French and German. Suddenly he became a sannyasi one day. So the spirituality streak or this English all comes from dad. If they say you're very argumentative, you're interesting in your arguments, it is because of grandfather. He was a leading lawyer in 𝗤𝗂𝘀𝘁. So nothing is ours, all contributed from outside. I am every day morning, my co-brother who also happens to be the former Army Chief General 𝗤𝗫𝐺𝐵𝐺, he always tells me, Bosskey, wherever we are, whatever level we reach, every morning we have to stay grounded and say, we are nobody, we are nothing. So that's a great lesson I learned from him.
Absolutely, absolutely. I couldn't agree with you more. In fact, one of the guests that I had before Sree Ram was Major General Rajiv Narayanan.
Oh, okay.
Amazing geopolitical
Phenomenal.
historian. So, Bosskey, talk to us about your relationship with SPB. Man, I met him only once, and we were sponsoring one concert in Telugu in Bay Area, 3-day program. Kannada on Friday, Saturday Telugu, and Sunday Tamil. 3 days. Just Shailaja and his son also was there. SPB Sri Charan was there. They managed 3 days, back to back, 4 hours. Can you imagine the amount of pounding that would take? And after Sunday, we are done. There was a dinner, and because I was one of the sponsors, I had wanted to sit down and got to talk to him. The man was so grounded, so humbled, and as always, in US we don't know how to do proper Atithi Satkar. I'm generally saying everybody's like that. We all are ready to run and get into the car and run home. Hey, what happened to the artist? He has come from US, from India. He needs to be taken care of. So we kind of have some gaps in that, but that's all okay. What really struck me was his complete groundedness. No airs about him at all.
Yes.
And I was just telling him, I like this song you picked. I like this song. And he also, he was very brave in the sense, in the Telugu program, there were some, knuckle comments from the audience. He took them apart. And because it was anti-national, he said, I'm going to sing the next 6 songs only on about India and Deshabhakti songs. He did that. And that guy went quiet. My point is to be able to see this is in a foreign land, but and the audience was also irritated. But usually what we do, we just said, you just look at the guy and say, keep quiet. Right? That's all happened. Man had absolute, courage and said, this is what I'm going to do the next 6 songs. And he did that. So talk to us a little bit about your experiences with SPB. By the way, just before you, 3 episodes with Bosskey, 4 episodes, Bosskey with SPB. If you know Tamil, if you like Tamil music, if you like Ilayaraja music, don't miss it. Sir.
SPB, you always wanted to know. I have the same answer if you ask me about these personalities. Rajinikanth, Ilayaraja, Tendulkar, Dhoni, SPB. I have the same answer. Above human, below God. There is a level. and in fact, SPB, I was stunned because people think I know him for about 30-40 years. No. That was my first meeting when I met him for the interview. But we were, of course, talking on the phone, but he said, we will definitely do it. And so grounded, you're right, because it's only celebrity. I've done about 4,000 to 4,500 celebrity interviews. Some have got repeated and all that. That is second time meeting them, third time and all that. But of all of them, SPB is one person I can guarantee you, if you had met him, you might be in any profession. You might be an electrician, engineer, doctor, carpenter, anybody. Within 5 minutes of interacting with him, he will give you the impression that he is your fan. I don't find any celebrity doing it. He's so grounded. And then, the whole thing happened was I had, for my friend Sree Ram who sings SPB songs, I was invited as a guest when I was giving a speech on royalty and all that. He was so excited about that speech. And through my friend Srinivas, he had said he rocked in his speech. So I became friends with SPB through that. Then I said, I wish to definitely do an interview of yours. I'm known for interviewing, but with a lot of humor. I'm prepared to wait. Even after 2 years, if you give me a date, I'll wait. I know your schedule is packed for the next 2 years. But in case you find time somewhere 1 hour or 2 hours within these 2 years, we will meet. He said, I'm out of the country, but when I'm there back, I'll definitely talk to you. Then he said, we will do it. He was constantly saying, we will do it. We were interacting. I used to send him jokes, the jokes that I create every day. By the way, I create about 10 jokes per day on an average for the past 31 years. Every day. Every day I do it. Right from my Ananda Vigadan days. Even now on Facebook I do, on social media I do. So he used to respond. He says, Bosskey, some jokes are brilliant. Some are mokai. Some are motai. Like you. That's how he used to respond. So then, after about 8 months of interaction, one day I told him, SPB sir, I'm known for printed colorful shirts. People ask me which saree is this. I'm not bothered about all the criticism. I fit into these best. So I have bought a printed shirt which I will wear only when I meet you. Then he said, what about next Thursday? I am free for 1 hour. I said, 100%, I'll be there. So he said, 10:30, you be there. I was at his home with the full equipment at around 10:10. He came walking from upstairs. He was just coming down, and the moment he looked at me, he said, Bosskey, enna oru punctuality. I said, no, your time is of value. He asked me, why your time is not of value? I told him, my time is more valuable than yours. I can't imagine cracking this joke to 𝙒𝙧𝙤𝙪 or anybody. I thought he might get offended, but he said, I am ready for the interview, Bosskey. Let's start. So he understood the spirit of the interview. It started at 10:30, went on up to 1 o'clock. 150 minutes in a single take, no break at all. In the midst of the interview, he said, I'll just have a glass of water, that's all. And then he said, yo, na kacheri kuda ivlo paattu paadaleya. He said, that's all. And then after the interview was over, I thanked him and I was about to leave. He came running behind me and said, hey, Bosskey, there is one more song that never made its way into 𝗣𝗽𝗼𝗀. You want to record it? Oh my God, I'll definitely do it. I just reassembled all the equipment. I did that. And then after I went home, I saw his audio, about 20 to 22 audios of his mimicking and making fun of people. And he said, he fell in love with me. I was surprised. People asked me, is that the first meeting? No. I mean, yes, that's the first meeting. I'm surprised he spoke like that.
But viewers, if you have followed Tamil music in during the days of SPB, late 60s to whenever he passed away, in my opinion, too soon. One of the things that you will see is that interview, Bosskey took so many songs. He really put him through the paces, Bosskey. You have done your homework on that one. I mean, it's not even homework, guys. If you like music,
exactly, you're right.
It just comes.
It wasn't homework because I've grown along with SPB.
Yes.
Everything came to me, that's all. I just went with about 2 questions. I thought basically to start the interview, I'll ask him 2 questions. So one thing is you say that you will enjoy life with ice cream, cool drink and all that. I don't care too much for the voice and all that. Doesn't it set a bad example for the upcoming youngsters? That he gave an answer. Then I told him, you emerged in the radio days, the pre-TV days. So which means, if that was heard in some tea shop, one guy will be saying, Mame, na voice macha, yaar macha the partner, somebody will be talking. You might be standing next to him. He won't know that you are the person who has sung that. So that was one period. Then you came on TV, then people knew you had sung that song. You had 2 different categories of fans. Which do you like? The radio type fans or the TV type fans? He said, definitely the radio. They give the fullest appreciation for my voice. So he said, so I just went with these 2 questions. The way he started talking, I started picking questions from his answers. It went on for 2.5 hours.
Wow. That's a dream for a host, isn't it? I mean,
yeah.
Somebody you idolize and then he basically gets...
Whether I rate it or not, the world rates it as the best interview that I've done.
Yes.
So I accept.
I without a doubt, I second that. The reason I don't see it the best is because there is more in Bosskey.
Oh, maybe. Yeah.
So one of the best is always a good
Could be this.
Could be this also, yes. I'm nowhere near what you are, Bosskey. Bosskey is... Look, you have a brand presence and... one of the things that I think you started called, guys, we are going to go, this is like a Seinfeld show, okay? It's about everything and it's also about nothing.
Correct.
So one of the things he did was, it's a show called Kashayam, if I remember.
Kashayam with Bosskey.
Kashayam with Bosskey.
Correct.
And then he said, I would have been okay with Sarayam with Bosskey. When that hits you immediately, then, okay, so he's trying to be politically correct here by saying Kashayam with Bosskey. But the content didn't change, did it?
No, it's the same. I can blabber anywhere, anytime, with any title.
No, it's a, see, they'll say, right, somebody, patriotism is in every heartbeat of his. Humor is like that in you.
Maybe.
I really say that.
Pure God's grace,
I'm not going to go anywhere by doing Mukhastuti to you. I mean, I just feel, because this conversation has come after a long time of me attempting to try and get Bosskey. Mostly the problem was mine. I didn't have time slots and all that. So Bosskey, the next thing is stand-up comedy, right? You are asked how much time are you given, and do you pick a topic or do they tell you a topic?
I have roughly, because of all the experiences of radio, TV, advertisements, movies, cricket, college, school and all that, about 4.5 hours of stuff keep running around in my mind. When I go and address, I don't even know how I start, what comes to my mind. If they say 20 minutes, whatever 20 minutes comes, at that stage comes, that's all. I don't plan at all.
Because it's
all the interviews are extempore, nothing is prepared, everything is done straight.
I'll tell you one thing I noticed, and Russell Peters may not like this, but I'll tell you again. I'll tell you anyway. Russell Peters, his big one-liner was, somebody is gonna get hurt real bad. Somebody. Have you seen Russell Peters?
Yeah, a little bit, not much, little bit.
So then he weaves the stories around that, how, him and his brother, his father, how they used to treat him and all that stuff. But once he tried to go into other things, right, somehow people couldn't see any fresh content. That's how I feel.
Okay.
And that I felt was maybe because, his ticket itself is like $150. Then you have to go to a restaurant. You have to order a minimum of certain amount of money.
Oh, okay.
Then only you get to listen to Russell Peters. This is the format in US. I'm not saying it is right or wrong. So maybe he tried hard to bring up. Actually, he acted in a fairly good movie also. It's a Canadian guy comes to Bombay. Funny stuff. But still, when I watch your stand-up thing, right, I don't see that, because I know when Russell is going to go into his old, now I'm going to go back to my masala grab bag and take this thing out. I don't feel like that way. That's why I wanted to ask you this question, that stay fresh. My 2 cents to you, stay fresh, don't worry about it. And maybe sometime we'll just ask him to just come on the online on P Gurus and say, this is a stand-up comedy spot, and the floor is yours.
Even I do have some standard set of jokes, which will work very well, because when you go for a stage play, it is the same dialogue. If you say Rajinikanth in Bhasha, he's going to say, na oru thadave sonna, nooru thadave sonna mari. Just because you are watching the third time, he won't say, na oru thadave sonna, 560 thadave sonna mari, he won't say. It's going to be the same dialogue. You like it, you watch it again and again.
Correct.
So just like a stage play, there are certain jokes and anecdotes which are the same. I have been repeating it, no doubt about it. But that audience is fresh. That's the thing. If I'm doing it on screen, YouTube, then it becomes, oh, we already heard this. For a song, nobody says, we already heard this song.
Correct.
They listen to it repeatedly.
Correct.
When it comes to humor, they say, I've already heard this. So it is only there seeing somebody in flesh and blood and enjoying how they speak, that's all. So I have about 4 hours of content running around, and I don't even know which 45 minutes comes out. Now in about on 16th of March, I'll be addressing the TEDx talk for KCG College of Technology. I've already done this for Great Lakes Institute of Management, which was run by my uncle, Professor 𝗤𝗚𝗍𝗍 𝗠𝗏𝗍. He is no more now. So I've done once for that university. Now I'm doing it the second time here. And now on 9th, I'm going to do it for Theosophical Society. I'm addressing them on how to become positive through humor.
Yes, very true, very true. So now let's take a look at, I don't think I'll have time for all the 12 facets of viewers, facets of viewers.
Yeah, we will again meet and we'll continue.
Yes. So next one is, you've done scripting. Scripting also. How long does it take? And do you have to be given just talk me through the process.
If some idea strikes me, probably wrote about 10 stage plays. I thank Crazy Mohan. He is, apart from being a humorist, he is a humanist, almost like my brother. Yes. He was the one who I had to literally go to the police station and say he's stalking me to write dramas. Because every time I see him in the signal, Bosskey, sonna kelu, humor waste pannada, 𝗤𝙧𝙤𝙬𝙜 எழுது, ஒரு play எழுது. He pressurized me so much, I wrote 10 plays because of Crazy Mohan.
Wow.
So he used to guide me. And some idea strikes me, I will immediately bring it on paper. I won't waste time. I don't need one special atmosphere for that, one table, chair, nothing. On the floor, I'll sit and write. On the floor, I'll keep the paper on the ground. I will write. One idea was, for example, I wrote a play called 𝗤𝙠𝙤𝙜. 𝗤𝙠𝙤 was a story where you imagine all the 𝗤𝙠𝙠s of the cine field, the character 𝗤𝙠𝙠s, like Velu Nayakar, Bhasha, Anniyan, Amitabh Bachchan, the Don, Chandramukhi, Neelambari, all these dons in one family. What will happen if they are all in one family? So that I wrote. When I was watching mimicry artists, this idea came to my mind. So I wrote a play on that. Then S.V. Shekhar appreciated it. Crazy Mohan came and appreciated it. It was phenomenal and very hilarious. In fact, Sundar-Si liked the climax of that. And Sundar-Si and I did that particular portion for the director's 40th year celebration. So that's how I do the scripting. So there's no specific atmosphere and all required. One paper and pen is enough. That's anywhere.
And start to finish, how long does it take?
That particular play which recently I wrote featuring Radha Ravi in the main character, me and Radha Ravi as lead roles, that I took around 10 to 12 days. Probably about 2 to 3 hours of writing each day.
You know, I have to tell you a secret here. What is the word count approximately for the play? One play, 12 days you took, right?
Yeah.
Word
See,
count?
but there is one particular play called 𝗏𝗼𝗻 𝗎𝗏, which I wrote off in one full day. About 60 to 70 pages in a single stretch, single sitting. I wrote the whole thing, full comedy.
And is it like character 1, character 2 things, or just?
In a page, I just allowed the first half of the page for screenplay, for the movement and all that.
Okay.
For the dramatization.
Okay.
The right is full of dialogues.
I see.
Only when you have brains and use too much, you will take too long. Otherwise, you can finish it.
No, that's wonderful. I mean, I've heard that Cho used to start and finish.
Yeah, it's very
in
fast.
one day.
Crazy Mohan writes in the night.
I see. So to each their own strengths when they are most productive in a day. You're also an actor.
Yeah.
You acted in some very important roles in many movies also. And but you are not just an actor where you are given your lines, you will say that. And
Yeah.
I feel more like the way 𝗤𝗬𝙁𝙤𝙪 would feel in that one song, 𝗤𝙬𝙀𝘀𝘆, right? He goes as an extra and then he ridicules the actual scene there. And then the director happens to see this.
Correct.
And then he makes him the hero.
Bharati Raja comes as director.
Right. So something like that. How do you go through these emotions when you are sitting waiting for your part and the thing doesn't seem to make sense? How do you?
No. I make fun here in the TV. Once I land up in the cine field and I'm there in the part of the whole cine group in the set, I just shut my mouth and listen to what the director says. I don't express my views at all. So I really took pride in one particular role which I was given by A.L. Vijay in a movie called 𝗤𝗚𝘂𝗆 𝗤𝗏, which was a remake of a Hindi film, 𝗏𝗚𝘂 𝗐𝗏. I did the game changer role in that, where I saved the family from gland grabbing from Nazar. Nazar is the villain in that. So that I acted in the midst of Mowgli, Nazar, Delhi Ganesh and Nedumudi Venu, all legends. So that was a matter of pride for me. Then when it came to a 𝗠DC film, 𝗠DC used to give me the full liberty. Bosskey, I have 4 pieces here where your scooter gets stuck in 4 situations. It's up to you. 20 seconds, whatever dialogue you want, you can utter. 𝗤𝙗 Ravikumar gives me full liberty when it comes to comedy. So I have a lot of friends there, but it didn't work out well for me in the cine field because they were not happy with my criticism and I was not comfortable there. I don't know. But it's okay. It's mutually uncomfortable.
See, there is always a thing that people don't understand. There is humor and there is wit. In my opinion, the 𝗤𝙬𝙗 𝗍𝙠𝙠 is wit. Right? It's always describing somebody humanly.
Attacking
that. But somehow people seem to like that. And in fact, we should start thinking.
Yeah, people also love adults-only jokes, but I can't keep cracking adults-only jokes when people are sitting as a family. I can do it. If you're alone with me, if there's a group which enjoys adults-only jokes, I can do it.
Yes.
Not in the open audience.
Right. Very true. So this is where I think perhaps you felt that maybe
could be.
My talent is, because he has got oodles of talent, okay? I mean, there is no doubt about it. You also have had some, I should say, drawbacks in life. Talk to us a little bit about that accident that happened.
Oh, this one. This is a record that I created because normally a truck driver is the one who sleeps when he drives. You can very rarely find a two-wheeler rider sleeping in the road when he's riding a bike.
Were you tired?
I was tired, yeah. With severe migraine I was riding. I just swerved on the right just opposite the music college. I didn't know what happened next. I was in the hospital because I tripped there. I was thrown off the bike and banged on that wall there. So this is the scar that remains of that particular accident. Happened exactly at the age of 50 on 24th July 2011. So it was a major surgery for about 2.5 hours. People lost hope that I will continue living. This is the second innings. Purely it's almighty. Venkatachalapati came in front of me and said, come on, there's more for you after interval. Carry on. He said, carry on. So I was also joking there also because the moment the surgery was over, I saw 4 people with masks on, like smugglers. They were all expert doctors, especially Dr. Sree Iyer, who saved my life. He's like God to me. The fan was spinning and the moment I opened my eyes, I saw some bright lights and 4 people with masks on. And Dr. Sree Iyer started the dialogue. He said, Bosskey, suttida. I said, yeah, fan suttida. He said, he shook hands. He said, you're perfectly normal. And then for about 6 months, media was screaming that Bosskey is critical and all that. And every time somebody asked, where did he fall down, they said opposite music college. So for 6 months, everybody was saying that where the accident happened, it was opposite music college. After 6 months, when somebody asked, where is music college? They said, it's opposite where Bosskey fell down. Then I became the landmark. And after 1 year, when I met the doctor, he said, hey, Bosskey, fantastic. And absolutely, Mark is gone. I said, Mark is gone right from LKG. So that's why I'm saying, humor helps you everywhere.
He's rattling jokes. I hope you guys are keeping up with Bosskey. So, Bosskey, the way you are now,
Positioning.
You're keeping yourself occupied, and you've seen a lot of things happen. Reading habit has gone down. People, right?
Yeah.
And you and I read a lot.
Yes, I'm poor in reading. My mentor, Madan, used to curse me. Writer Sujata is another mentor who used to curse me. But coming to newspapers and being updated, I am on with the newspapers daily for the past 20 years.
So I'm trying to ask this question for our youth. They are all getting it in their cell phones, Reddit or something like that. But it's all 140, 200 character bytes. You never get the full picture. How do we get this habit of getting back to reading to the children?
You have to, your mind has to be strong. If you read the newspaper, it's not going to, your eyes are not going to get spoiled. Here your eyes are going to get spoiled. So you take a resolution, make a resolution that for 3 hours I will not go near the mobile phone. Put it on charge, keep it on silent mode, don't go near it. You have to resolve. See, that's an interesting point. When I keep addressing the cricket teams, I used to tell them, if at all you are dropping eye catches and you are blaming the floodlights for that, could be the reason. But the main reason is you are focusing too much on mobile phones. You lose your eyesight, sure. So you have to make your mind strong, make up that you will not go near it. You have to be determined. That's the thing.
Let's talk about Indian cricket team. Oodles of talent doesn't show on results on the field when it matters. Whether it was last few World Championships, we have embarrassed ourselves. What do you think is going wrong?
No, probably current situation, something is not happening. In the current situation, we are doing really well. I really admire them. That one bad day happened to be the day of the finals. Couldn't do anything. When we batted, conditions are against. When we bowled, conditions turned against. It was a sheer bad luck. We were performing so beautifully. Happens. West Indies is nowhere in the scene now. People are trembling to face West Indian bowlers. They are nowhere in the scene now. Right. Unfortunate.
Right.
It happens. But on an average, India has been performing exceptionally well. I really love the way they are playing. Let's forget results. We are doing well, that's all.
True. And Bosskey, thank you so much for taking time out and talking to us. And I'm hoping, viewers, that we'll make this as a sequence and have a series of hangouts and chats with Bosskey. Certainly, he makes me laugh. You don't make me smile, you make me laugh because it's so funny. Sometimes I listen to it again and go back. SPB interview, I've seen it 3 times, all 4 episodes.
Yeah.
The reason is there is something new that you pack so much.
You start admiring from a different angle.
Exactly. So there's something that I missed the first time. Oh my God, I didn't see this thing the last time around. So Bosskey's stuff on YouTube. His name you can't forget, Bosskey. He's your boss. He's also the key to your success. So you can think of it that way. Do watch his programs on YouTube. You'll get an idea of the brilliant person that is. By the way, did people draw comparisons between Cho and you?
They used to tell me, but I was very confident that I was nowhere near Cho's thinking and humor. But I loved him. I've met him. In fact, I've invited him for Harigiri. He refused to come. Satyaman Ormat on the program, he said. I always admire Cho. But politically, he is too good. Maybe on the social angle, social platform of making fun of all things going around, I might be somewhere near Cho. That's all. Politically, I'm nowhere. I'm a 0 in politics. In technology, I'm a minus. I don't mind admitting all that. If I'm very happy that you're comparing me with Cho, maybe because of looks could be. But coming back to our thing, I was very happy. I really had a lovely time talking with you. We will definitely discuss on more subjects. But we shouldn't forget humor, make it part of your life, integral part of your life, because I always love to tell people that a poor comedian is much richer than a sad millionaire. So flood yourself with jokes.
Wow.
Get into humor. You don't necessarily have to be endowed with extraordinary humor skills, but just involve yourself in humor. Could be Gautamani comedy, could be Vadivelu comedy, could be Mr. Bean, could be Tom and Jerry, Laurel and Hardy, anything. But make it a point that should be your timetable for at least 15 minutes each day. Because you keep doing this regularly, at one point of time you will start enacting the whole thing to somebody else. That is where your humor will start growing.
You hit the point. Viewers, just mention the word Tom and Jerry and don't smile after that.
Exactly.
Just say Tom and Jerry and don't try not to
It is
smile.
beyond all ages. Anybody can laugh. So much of creativity, so much of fun in that.
Well, absolutely. So, viewers, this is the theme that we are planning on going with, humor with Bosskey, and this will be something that you can retire to one day of the week. Oh, Bosskey is going to be on our show on Fee Gurus. We are going to be talking about it. So, Bosskey, words can't express my thankfulness to you. 2 days ago, we connected and we've been having some very long conversation, longish conversations.
Good.
And today it has happened. And again, thank you so much, sir.
Thank you so much, and great. We had a great time. Sree Iyer is definitely phenomenal. After the talk, he's become Sree Highest because he's too funny, and enjoy every moment. That's what I would like to say. Enjoy every moment. Get into a lot of humor, because if you wake up today, it's a gift. You wake up tomorrow, it's a bonus. So enjoy every moment.
Yeah, I have to add something. You know, my son, his also last name is Iyer, and he does basketball dunking. There were contests, 10-foot point dunk. So his tagline, Iyer go higher.
Wow. So I'm enamored because he is my Iyer official.